Hi guys, and welcome back to iClone 3D, where we discuss tips, tricks and tutorials for the latest animation softwares. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on bell notifications for all our future tutorials. You can also follow me on Instagram at iClone 3D. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can use my PayPal email below, and any donations are greatly appreciated. Now, without further ado, let's crack on with the tutorial. So today I've got a very quick tutorial on how to, get the camera to follow a character that's walking. So what you're going to want to do is load up your scene and get your character in place. And then you're just going to want to create a camera. So I've already got my camera created, but to do that, you just go up to create and then camera and then create a linear camera. Now, I've got my camera here, so I'm just going to click on my camera icon, and in my modify tab, that will bring that up here. And you can see I've got full kind of control over all of the functions. And what we want to do is we basically want to link our camera to our character. So to do that, we're just going to right click and we're going to go to link, and we're going to link that to our character's head. And very important next step, you're going to always want to go down here into your link section, and where it says linkage CC base head, you just want to change that to the root bone, and we'll just hit OK. And now that's been selected, basically our camera is connected to our character. So I've already got my walk motion on. So if I just hit on my character, you'll see here in the motion section, I've got a walk run motion. So I'm just going to hit play and we're going to see what happens. Now, you can see with the camera, with the character swaying this, swaying the camera about, which is not very good at all. And it's not what we want unless we're going for some sort of effect. But you can see doing it that way, it kind of, causes the camera to sway about the place and, doesn't look very cool. So we're just going to go back to the beginning. And I'm just going to go a couple of frames in front to here. And I'm just going to go on my camera again here. And what we're going to do very quickly, I'm just going to double check the linkage was set to the correct bone root. So this is a common issue that you're always going to have doing it this way. So the way you're going to want to do it to get that really smooth follow is one of two ways. So I'm just going to I'm going to unlink that, and I'm just going to hit play, and you can see that's now unlinked, so that doesn't follow the character. What we could do, we could actually manually do it. So if we just move it along the timeline here, and just to about until he gets past the camera, and then we're just going to scroll out on our mouse and we're just going to reposition that. And then we could do that again till he leaves that, and we could scroll back and reposition. And then we could do that again and let him go out, and we could just scroll out and reposition. And you pretty much get the drift. You can do it manually all the way until the motion's complete. And this is going to get it fairly accurate. We'll play it back in a second just to see. But as you can see, pretty time consuming. The next one I'm going to show you is a lot quicker. So I'm going to do about that much for now just to see how we're getting on. But if I go back to the beginning and I hit play, you'll see that it's, pretty accurate, and it really does kind of, follow the character. But, a lot of manual labor, and it takes a lot of time, to do that. And as you can see, it stops at the point where we got to. So if I go back to the beginning now, and I just go a couple of frames ahead, just so we can start with our camera here, with our character, and then I'll go into my camera. Just going to remove all of that animation. What we're going to do is we're going to go up to our plugins, and we're going to use a plugin called Smooth Camera Follow. So I'm just going to click on that, and then you can see camera 0 here. We're just going to go into our control linear camera. So we're basically telling it what camera to control, and we're going to choose camera 0, and then we are going to select the prop. Now, what we need to do in order to get it to follow the character, we're going to have to create our own prop. So if I just go create primitive shape box, and then right click, and we can align that box we just created to our character here, and that will just bring the box over very quickly, as you can see down there. And what we're going to do is we're just going to make the box small, and we're just going to raise that up and make it a little bit smaller. Okay, brilliant. So we can rarely see that box. Okay, for some reason I've got it all the way down there. So we just want to bring the box about here, and then we're just going to attach, or link, should I say, link that box to our character. And the reason we're doing this, you'll see in a second. If I just come over here, and then you're just gonna bring it out to the side a little bit here, and then we're gonna just right click and we're gonna say link. I'm gonna link that to our character. And the reason we're doing that now is you'll see in this section here, we will have our box, and the smooth camera follower will now follow that box, and that box is now linked to our character. So effectively it will follow the character. So once your box is linked, we're going to come here, and we're just going to set our camera to the exact position we want it in. So if that be here, we'll just set that camera here, and then we're going to use current offset. So very important that you click that. If you don't, your camera is going to end up in a really funky position. So just make sure you've clicked use camera offset, and then we're going to go key reduction. We'll reduce it by about 35 keys, and that basically just the total keys that's going to end up in your timeline here from the motion is 11 keys. The lower it is, the higher, as you can see. So this just reduces that dramatically for you. So always good to have a bit of reduction going on. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to hit follow. I'll just click the current offset one more time and hit follow, and that's going to then analyze that for you, as you can see there. So we'll give that a few seconds to do its thing. And once that's done, what we're going to do is we're just going to set our box as a dummy. And once that's done as a dummy, we'll just click off the character so there's no box around him, and we'll hit play. And we can see our results. The camera is following the character. So that's the other way that you can do it. And that will now, of course, follow him all the way, as it did calculate the whole distance of the walk. So that will continuously follow him until he stops. But, very, very, very useful tool. Very easy to use, and much quicker than doing it manually. You can see our character's gone through the wall a little bit, but you can see how the results are amazing, guys. And it takes a few seconds to do, and you can get some really phenomenal results. So they're the two best ways to do it. You can either manually kind of keyframe the movement as I showed you first time around, or you can do it like this, and it will calculate it all for you, and it will get a really smooth follow. So really hope that tutorial helps, guys, and really hope to see you again soon for another tutorial.